Let's go over potential spoilers for Star Wars Episode 9. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, these past couple of weeks we've been learning a whole lot more about the final film in the sequel trilogy by J.J. Abrams. In fact, JJ will be on the James Corden show tonight, so hopefully we'll get a response out of him about Episode 9 and maybe even learn just a little something of the movie. But looking at everything that has been happening, all these different big plot leaks that everybody on the internet has been talking about, I want to go over some of the additionals here to the big plot leak, which, by the way, will be linked below in the description if you guys would like to go ahead and check those out. But looking at what has happened these past couple of days, actually, we've been learning a whole lot more about new characters entering into the mix of Episode 9. Even a returning character, which we talked about, of course, Lando Calrissian, portrayed by Billy D. Williams. Since he is now on a diet and training, he's getting back into the role of Lando, apparently, all thanks to Fantha Tracks. However, aside from that, I do want to go over an update, and this all comes from a concept art description for Episode 9, very much similar to what happened with The Last Jedi, in which we got the concept art description of the twin suns over Ahch-To, which ended up being the death of Luke Skywalker. Now, this time it all has to do with Yoda's Force Ghost in Episode 9, Yoda's return in the final movie of the sequel trilogy. Now, this lines directly up with what we heard a couple of months ago about Yoda returning in Episode 9. Once again, I'll provide that story below in the description in case you guys forgot about it or haven't seen it. But this concept art description goes over how Yoda is with his cane standing on cobblestone with obscure designs that may or may not have meaning, with a over-the-shoulder shot of a woman with a ponytail holding a staff with a glowing spear. So that's all we have of the concept art description featuring Yoda and this mysterious woman, and if you ask me, guys, I think it's Rey. There's no mentioning of Rey, there's no confirmation that Rey will be interacting with Yoda, but one thing is for certain is that Yoda is definitely being considered of being put in Episode 9, and it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because if you look at The Last Jedi, we do have Force Ghost Yoda interacting with Luke Skywalker. Luke is now one with the Force, so if we have J.J. Abrams implementing prequel trilogy continuity, how amazing would it be if they wanted to really have all the Force Ghosts come back in a group? I think that would be a fantastic piece. I'm not saying that we heard about that or anybody's heard about that, but I'm just saying that would be amazing. As far as the concept art description of Yoda with his cane standing on a piece of cobblestone with obscure designs, which, you know, of course, may not be significant at all when it comes to the designs of what he's standing on. Maybe it's a different Jedi temple? I don't know. That's just my guess. But the woman with the ponytail, I think, could very well be Rey. We do know that with each Star Wars movie, the main character changes their appearance. Look at Luke Skywalker for a great example, and even look at Anakin Skywalker as another great example in the prequel trilogy. We already see this trend even in the sequel trilogy, with Rey looking far different in The Last Jedi than how she did in The Force Awakens. So I think that we can all definitely expect a major, transformation of Rey in Episode 9, and perhaps maybe now she's got a ponytail, like maybe tied, back very tight, and that's how she's going to appear, maybe with a black outfit perhaps, I'm not quite sure. But why would she be communicating or even interacting with Yoda in the first place? We do know that she has the ancient Jedi books, so maybe she's going to be teaching some Jedi students. That big plot leak, by the way, went over how Rey is actually essentially teaching a couple or a handful of students, one of which apparently is her child, and that lines directly up with what we just heard about today, about a toddler being cast for Star Wars Episode 9. So what's interesting is that could be taken in two ways. It could be a young Ben Solo, it could be Rey's child. That's another question for sure. If Rey had a child, exactly how did she have it with Kylo Ren? Like I said in my past couple of videos, it's highly speculated that that hut scene where they touch fingers is the moment in which, this and everything happens. So, looking at Episode 9 and Yoda's significance, we do know that Yoda really is another figure in the Star Wars universe that really holds everything together, right? Especially the Skywalkers. I mean, if you look at the prequel trilogy, pretty much Yoda knew that it was a bad idea from the start to even train the boy, Anakin Skywalker. However, well, things moved along and Qui-Gon trained him partially, and then Obi-Wan took the role of that. And even Luke Skywalker goes over this when it comes to all of that, who was the Jedi Master who trained and created Darth Vader, etc. So, looking at everything that is happening with Episode 9 and how JJ will be throwing in prequel trilogy continuity, Yoda would be the obvious choice. I mean, we got that to a degree in The Last Jedi. I mean, he is connected to the original trilogy as well, I guess you can say that. But looking at Episode 9, I think that one big thing that everybody wants to see is an Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Ghost. Like I say, the Kenobi movie is said to be arriving in 2020. How cool would it be if we had a Force Ghost Obi-Wan at the very end of this movie, just to tie in things and really get people hyped up for the Obi-Wan movie? In a sense, it would really be advertising within a film, in a sense, like just getting people in the rhythm of knowing who Obi-Wan is and sensing his presence and seeing him on screen before the actual Kenobi movie set between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Is that woman Rey or not? Could it be a new character such as Mara or Karo? Let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night.